The rain hammered against the windows of my small apartment in Seattle, mirroring the storm raging inside me. Ezekiel, a 43-year-old architect, had always prided myself on my ability to design structures of stability and beauty, but my own life felt like a building collapsing in slow motion. It had all started innocently enough, a nagging feeling that something was off with my wife, Willow. We'd been married for 15 years, a seemingly solid foundation built on love, shared dreams, and the comfortable routine of daily life. But lately, Willow had become distant, her laughter less frequent, her touch perfunctory. She worked as a marketing manager for a tech firm, and her long hours were increasingly becoming the norm. I chalked it up to the pressures of her job, offering her massages and weekend getaways, trying to rekindle the spark that seemed to have dimmed. But my efforts were met with polite smiles and tired excuses. One Tuesday, Willow claimed she had a late meeting and wouldn't be home until after 9. I decided to surprise her with dinner at her office. I knew she'd been stressed, and a little gesture might lift her spirits. I drove downtown, the city lights blurring through the rain-streaked windshield. When I arrived at her office building, the lobby was deserted. The security guard, a friendly man named Barnaby, recognized me. "Willow's still upstairs," he said. "I saw her and some guy heading up about an hour ago." I thanked him and took the elevator to her floor. The office was eerily quiet, the only sound the hum of the ventilation system. I walked towards Willow's office, the door slightly ajar. I pushed it open, and the scene that greeted me shattered my world. Willow was locked in a passionate embrace with a man I'd never seen before. His back was to me, but I could see Willow's face, her eyes closed, a look of pure ecstasy on her features. The air crackled with a betrayal so profound it stole my breath. I stood there, frozen, unable to speak or move. It was Willow who saw me first. Her eyes widened in horror and she stumbled backward, breaking the embrace. The man turned around, a smug expression on his face. He was younger than me, with slick-back hair and a tailored suit. "Ezekiel," Willow stammered, her voice trembling. "This isn't what it looks like, isn't it?" I managed to croak out, my voice thick with pain. "It looks like my wife is cheating on me in her office." The man stepped forward, extending his hand. "I'm Caspian," he said, his voice smooth and confident. "I'm Willow's colleague." I ignored his hand, my eyes fixed on Willow. "How long?" I asked, the question laced with a bitterness I didn't know I possessed. Willow's face crumpled and tears streamed down her cheeks. "It just happened," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "It didn't mean anything." "It didn't mean anything," I repeated, my voice rising. "You're kissing another man in your office and it didn't mean anything." Caspian cleared his throat. "Look, Ezekiel, I know this is difficult, but Willow and I have a connection. It's something you clearly can't provide." His words were like a knife twisting in my gut. I wanted to lash out, to punch him, to scream, but I was too numb, too heartbroken. I simply turned and walked away, leaving Willow sobbing in the arms of her lover. I spent the next few days in a daze, unable to eat or sleep. The image of Willow and Caspian burned in my mind, a constant reminder of her betrayal. I called my best friend Griffith and told him everything. He was furious, offering words of support and encouragement. "You deserve better than that, Ezekiel," he said. "Don't let her get away with this." I knew he was right, but the thought of confronting Willow, of dealing with the messy aftermath of her affair, was overwhelming. I decided to hire a private investigator, hoping to uncover the full extent of Willow's betrayal. I needed to know the truth, no matter how painful it might be. The investigator, a woman named Blythe, was efficient and discreet. Within a week, she had compiled a detailed report, complete with photos and documentation. It turned out that Willow and Caspian had been having an affair for months, meeting at hotels and restaurants, even taking secret weekend trips together. But the most shocking revelation was that Caspian wasn't just a colleague. He was a known con artist, with a history of seducing wealthy women and draining their bank accounts. Willow had been completely taken in by his charm and lies. I confronted Willow with the evidence, her face paling as she read the report. She denied everything at first, claiming that Caspian was just a friend, that the photos were doctored. But when I showed her the bank statements, the hotel receipts, the airline tickets, she finally broke down. "I'm so sorry, Ezekiel," she sobbed. "I don't know what I was thinking. He manipulated me, he used me. I swear I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I didn't believe her. She had made her choices, and now she had to face the consequences. I filed for divorce, determined to cut Willow out of my life completely. The divorce was messy and acrimonious. Willow fought me every step of the way, claiming that I was being unreasonable, that she deserved a second chance. But I refused to back down. I had lost my trust in her, my respect for her, my love for her. I wanted nothing more to do with her. As the divorce proceedings dragged on, I focused on my work, throwing myself into my architectural projects. I found solace in the clean lines and precise angles of my designs, a sense of order and control in a world that felt chaotic and unpredictable. One evening, Blythe called me with some unexpected news. Caspian had been arrested for fraud and embezzlement. Willow had been one of his victims, losing a significant amount of money in his scams. "She's in a tough spot, Ezekiel," Blythe said. "She's lost her job, her savings, and her reputation. She's reached out to me several times, asking if I could put in a good word for her." I hesitated. Part of me wanted to revel in Willow's misfortune, to see her suffer as I had suffered. But another part of me, the part that still remembered the woman I had once loved, felt a twinge of compassion. I decided to meet with Willow one last time. She looked haggard and worn, her eyes red and puffy from crying. She apologized profusely for her betrayal, admitting that she had made a terrible mistake. "I was so stupid, Ezekiel," she said. "I let Caspian blind me with his lies and his charm. I thought he loved me, but he just wanted my money." I listened to her, my heart heavy with a mixture of pity and anger. I knew that I could never forgive her completely, but I also knew that I couldn't hold on to my anger forever. "I can't forget what you did, Willow," I said. "But I don't want to see you suffer. I'll help you get back on your feet, but that's all. There's no future for us." Willow nodded, tears streaming down her face. "Thank you, Ezekiel," she said. "You're a better man than I deserve." I helped Willow find a new apartment and a new job. I even offered her some financial assistance, enough to get her started. It wasn't an act of love, but an act of closure. I needed to put the past behind me and move on with my life. As the months passed, I began to heal. I reconnected with old friends, pursued new hobbies, and even started dating again. I learned to trust again, to love again, to believe in the possibility of happiness. The experience with Willow had changed me, made me stronger, more resilient, more aware of the fragility of relationships. I would never forget the pain of her betrayal, but I refused to let it define me. I had survived the storm, rebuilt my life, and emerged stronger than before. The rain still fell in Seattle, but now it no longer felt like a reflection of my inner turmoil. It was just rain, a part of the natural cycle of life, a reminder that even after the darkest storms, the sun will eventually shine again. Life goes on, and sometimes it even gets better.